So, am I the type to say, I told you so? Sometimes, not all the time, but today I'm going to be that type of person. If you go back a couple of weeks on one of my older videos entitled, Mayor Mamdani Will Betray Us All. And here we are, less than a month later, and we find out that this traitor was setting up a meeting with an ambassador from Iran. No, I don't give him the benefit of the doubt when he says he didn't know anything about the meeting. Because Mamdani, as we all know, is a cunning, calculated person who has the background and education to pay attention to every little detail, correct? So when he says things like, well, we didn't reach out to them, the UN, the Iranian ambassador reached out to us, and we were the ones to put an end to it. After, of course, the State Department, after the State Department told them in no uncertain terms they were crossing a very serious line. Now, just like in my last video, Mamdani will betray us all. What kind of a mayor tries to have backdoor meetings with delegates from a nation that we're at war with, that we have conflicts, present-day conflict with? Who does this guy think he is? To think that he can go behind the back of the President and the State Department and act as some type of agent for a foreign government. And he did it so brazenly. This man is the mayor of New York City. Has nothing to do with international diplomacy or foreign policy. That is strictly in the purview of the President of the United States. And I'm getting sick and tired of anyone who doesn't put America first. And Mamdani had this meeting going on. I can't even speculate on what could have transpired out of a meeting taking place like this. One thing I would like to know, though, if this meeting did take place, was Mamdani prepared to take notes, have it recorded, and then at what point was he going to run it up the ladder, so to speak, of what came of the meeting? Who was he planning on turning this information over to? Or was it to remain private, just between the ambassador of Iran and his people and Mamdani and his cabal of disciples that he has managed to put together, right? So to say that I'm angry is an understatement. Because the idea that this man, a foreigner, who only got his United States citizenship through naturalization 7 years ago, he's a kid. 35, 36 years old. I don't even think he's that old. I might be wrong on that. He's in his early 30s. Trying to tell us long-time, lifetime New Yorkers, generational long New Yorkers, what's best for us, while simultaneously meeting with leaders or try to orchestrate meetings with leaders from hostile foreign nations. Because let's not forget, he also tried to have a sit down with the president of Colombia, who's a socialist. And again, that had to be stopped. You don't have the authority to meet with foreign leaders. The law is very clear on that. So, like I said, Mamdani would betray us all. That's in play right before your very eyes. This man is operating in a space that is contrary to the best interest of the United States. This socialist agenda bordering on communism, because you really can't usher in communism all at once. You gotta go through the socialism to get to the communism. That's historical. You can look it up. So our nation is under clear threat and attack from within by these groups, some of them made up of foreign nationals who are in this country, are from other countries, but are here now. And as it stands, they're here legally. But I'm here to tell you, our friend Chip Roy, congressman from Texas, I believe, has introduced legislation to denaturalize Mr. Mamdani and send him back to Uganda or wherever else he would like to go. Hopefully, it won't just be that. Now, the extent of how far this plan goes, we don't know. Is it a conspiracy? Is it a criminal conspiracy? We don't know yet. It hasn't been, at least it hasn't been released to the public like that. I don't even know at this point whether there's an actual criminal investigation going on. And maybe it's not. Maybe they walked up to the line and didn't cross it, but they got very close, testing the waters. See, that's how these people operate. Agents that are working as double agents, they test things out in real time to see how much they can get away with. So this plan to meet with the Iranian ambassador didn't go the way they wanted. So what does that mean? That means they're going to find another way to undermine U.S. foreign policy and try to hurt our country from within. They're not going to stop. They have a stated agenda of overthrow of this government, of our government. And as a man who has spent a lot of time pondering on society and its ills, and so many things seem unfair. You don't think I'm aware of that? That things aren't always fair, and sometimes it seems like the good people suffer and the bad people always seem to get their way. I understand that. But with all of that going on, I still believe my country, United States of America, is definitely worth fighting for, to the death. Because I don't like at all. I'm ready to. Well, I've already picked a side. I'm America first, and what I'm ready to do is try to use any means that I can to thwart the efforts of these anarchists and subversive people that are in our government right now. We're not going to let you win. We're not going to let you win. You socialists, some of your policies, the thing that it makes me, I can't sleep at night sometimes thinking about open borders. You just want to open the borders and just let anybody come into my country. Anybody. Do you know how ridiculous you sound? And it sounds even more ridiculous when that's coming from a person who was born in another country. You could advocate for open borders here in America. God forbid you get your wish. Then the borders are open. 200 million, 500 million people storm the border, which would create only another humanitarian crisis just by the sheer volume of folks that will be at the border trying to get in or flying in, that many people would create a humanitarian problem on its face. Then the same people who advocated for this, the dual citizens, the people that come from foreign countries and they try to tell us how to run our politics in America. I'm telling you right now, I never realized the number of people who serve in office, in elected office, but serve the interest of groups that have nothing to do with America. Yeah, man. And a lot of them are foreigners. So right there, you already understand that their allegiance could be called into question. And over time, these people that used to come from other countries and serve in a government, they used to be real patriots. Now, they're not, that's not patriotic. You trying to fundamentally change how this country is run, the economic system, our systems of crime and punishment, which anybody will attest. I know convicts, guys that did serious time, that once they come home and they realize that even though being in prison is hard, the American criminal justice system and the prison system is still, with all its flaws, better than a lot of these systems out there, especially how the legal framework of the system works. Being incarcerated in the conditions in there are obviously hellish and horrendous, but they are worse than a lot of other countries. Not every country, but a lot. I don't mean to ramble, but what I'm saying is you got to have order and you got to have punishment for crime. Any society has to have that. And these people know this. The irrationality of suggesting that in a society where you're trying to force millions of people from different cultures and different moral backgrounds and different belief systems to come here and not adjust to the belief systems that are here, but just bring your belief systems here and push it out on anybody you can. And you don't want no form of order and structure in society that's made up of law and law enforcement. They're trying to deconstruct everything. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm a middle-aged man. I'm already too invested in this setup right here. So you're gonna have to pry it from my cold dead hands. That's a fact. You cannot tell me that there's any other country that I would be better off in than this one right here, the United States of America. So to hell with all of you. All of you who live here and don't appreciate what we have here. You are going to be stopped. You're going to be stopped. That's going to happen. Also, the socialist movement as a whole is going to hit a wall very soon, I promise you. You'll see. So Mamdani is a lot more sinister, and his intentions, I don't even have to really say as far as I believe. I mean, his intentions have been stated, and he's been caught in the act of plotting to betray our country. So he's a foreigner, and they're the ones that are working from the inside to harm us. So as we continue on, my hope is that Mamdani and anyone else involved in this I already think it's a conspiracy, but you got to have evidence to say stuff like that and make it have, so you can prove it. But as far as I'm concerned, what happened and what's taking place is obvious. Very obvious. And I don't know why they're slow walking whatever real consequences he should be facing, because he immediately tried to pass the buck over to his international affairs commissioner. And I think that I gotta research how long that position has been in existence. I don't ever remember hearing about it in any other administration, mayoral administration in New York City, but I could be wrong. So I don't think it's an important position, and I'm pretty sure that it needs to be eliminated completely. Mamdani doesn't need any international interaction with people from other governments. That's my opinion. I'm not sure what the law says on that. There's a difference between just meeting somebody and conspiring with people. So, but this stinks up to high heaven, and I smell a rat. And I'm concerned for the future of my city, New York City. Been here all my life. And I'm concerned for the future. And that's why you're going to hear me say things that might sound heartless at times, or cold, or indifferent. And, when you grow up, you'll understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. This is serious. Life is serious. And you can't have people in power that are trying to jeopardize your stability in life. You worked hard for it, you earned it, and now you have people trying to take it away. Remember, these socialists want to take the money you earn and distribute it to anybody who is in need, quote unquote, or just give it to people who they feel deserve it more than you. Is that the future you want? You want to live in a world where you go to work and everything you earn and everything you work for is just evenly distributed out amongst the rest of the society, people you don't know, people you have no relation to, and that's supposed to somehow make society better? Some grand utopia? That's not going to work. The capitalist framework of the system is built the way it's built for a reason. So people can exceed, excel based on some form of achievement that can be measured. Now, do some people get an advantage in some kind of way? So it makes their achievement seem like it was easier to what came for them than it was for other people? I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. But again, just keep working on the system we got now, especially when I'm hearing people of this younger generation, not even 25 years old yet, and they're complaining about having jobs and working. And then, a lot of the people from their generation are making money on the internet, and then the ones that can't figure that out are doing traditional jobs, but they complaining about it. But they got to start somewhere. That's how this thing goes. And like I said, you might think it's not worth investing 30 years of your life, 40 years of your life into this workforce, but guess what? I already did it. So I'm not getting jerked out of what I got coming because now y'all want to buckle. Nah, man. I'm invested. So this is thing going to carry on the way it been carrying on. You can believe this fly, man? You know what I'm saying? I don't need that right now. But I'm going to cut this short. We can probably going to revisit this topic several times because Mayor Mamdani and, like I said, his clan, his disciples that are popping up all over the country with this radical bound to fail agenda. I don't like to use the term wake up, but I would like to say pay attention. And once you start paying more attention, all of those out there who have not gotten hit to what's going on, talking to every United States citizen who really loves this country. Because for me, this is the only country I got. It's the only country everybody in my family got. Everybody, all my blood is here, and this is our country. So, hate it or love it, we gonna hold it down. We're not just gonna snatch our heritage from us, goofballs. Thank you everyone for listening. I really appreciate it. I would also appreciate any feedback you can leave in the comment section. Also appreciative, you hit the like button, and I need subscribers, so I got a lot more I would love to share with you guys. So try to help me get these subscribers to a respectable number, and we'll get this information flowing and really get more awareness about the threat that this country faces. I think you guys out there really understand, for the most part, that we have people trying to tear down our government from within, and it can't be allowed to succeed. So I will talk to you guys later. Thank you and good night.